Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Banished. We're in our town of G.E.O.R.G.E, which of course stands for the Grand Export Overland Rail Gold Exchange. And in case you're jumping into this mid-series, this is kind of a collaboration between Night Ghost 49, Vaypah Gaming, and myself, Noble Rambler. So we're putting together a series of 3 different play styles. The game just kind of rolls back and forth through all 3 channels, and there's a storyline attached to it, so kind of a neat new experiment we're trying. Just noticing our little starter area right here is where G.E.O.R.G.E began. Quaint little wilderness town, housing and barn and storage and people walking around, and then suddenly there's a slaughterhouse right in the middle. Boy, that's medieval. Who put that there? So, let's kind of just roam the town and see what we've got. We've got our dense tree shack here, dense forester. That's making our green shag carpet here. Wow, there's a lot of trees in there. Boy, 2,000 logs in storage. I don't think I've ever had that in any map I've ever created, so that's new to me. A couple of traders out here. We've got some reeds and some dock workshops. This whole area needs to be redone and get the production level up quite a bit. We need to double or triple our output in here. Some houses, storage, which is full. I think all the storage is full right now. Chicken breeder hiding over here. We've got stockpiles that are all full. Yeah, storage is an issue right now. And one of the things, we got food coming out our ears. In fact, how are we looking at production right now? We are, actually it's dropped off since the last episode. We were making double our usage at one point. So probably has something to do with the time of the year. Maybe all the crops are being brought in. But I think what I'm going to do storage-wise, let me get the game running. Yeah, now we're running. I'm going to run this real slow on purpose, just 1 and 2 speed. I want to do as much as I can with as little time as possible going by, so that when it gets back into Night Ghost's hands, it'll be as if, well, in reality, as if Martha had just left on her boat and she went away and she's just re-arriving again. This is the interlude between her trips, is the way I see it. So, in the background, we're going to take all that she demanded of him, but actually make it efficient and make it actually work. That's the plan. But we've got storage issues to deal with. We've got reeds to deal with, and fire bundles and furnace fuels and all that sort of stuff. We've got to get building supplies going. We desperately need warehouse storage, and we need a magazine, and we need these barns upgraded, and all that requires building supplies. And we need some a different variety of housing available, and that all requires homewares, something to use this furniture at. So we also need to get a little more mining going on in here. I know the goal is to get lots and lots of gold rolling out of here. I think what I will do, if I get the opportunity, we'll see how much I can get done before I pass this on. I'd like to take the time to sneak as many little gold mines into here as I can. Take it down to 1 speed and just kind of manipulate things and see if I can't get 5 or 6 of them right in this diagonal area. I think it could be done, but you've really got to just take your time and go one pixel at a time to figure it out. Housing is an issue soon. We need to make a lot more babies, and this whole area here needs to be cleaned up. I'm thinking once all the warehouses go in, the stockpiles come out, we can get some little kind of a farm housing area in here. Boy, I can go on and on. Lots to do. So, the question is, where do you start? Our forest node here has been deeply encroached upon, so this whole area here needs to move up into here probably and get our circle kind of out in this area. So that's another issue. There's so many issues. I had originally thought of having, the agriculture over here and maybe the animals over in here, but now that we're building in this direction, I've changed my mind on that. This would be a great place for shore houses to power the building supplier, which means brick and glass all coming out of the shore houses. We've got iron as well, so I'm thinking we're going to go this route here. Bricks, glass, and iron. It seems to be what we can come up with the easiest. So shore houses, brick and iron are going to go in there. What else do we have going on here? There's Martha's house. That's a nice looking house. A little bit more rustic than I would think Martha's style, but yeah, this is probably just her summer home. Boy, there's a salt box design if I've ever seen one. That's one steep house. What is that, like a 912 pitch? Wow, must snow over here. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Poor Norman. Yeah, he got the tent. He's got a nice fire, though. Yeah, that's a nice little bush in there in the woods. And there is our wood market cart for supplying logs to this area for the joiner. Okay, just kind of refreshing myself here. You are the sawmill. This feels wrong. I think that needs to go somewhere else. I kind of like the paddle wheel, but it needs to be on, paddle wheel needs to be on a river. Don't like putting them in a lake. It doesn't make sense. You got to get the flow of the river turning the paddle wheel rather than just in water. So we don't really have a good spot for that. Maybe eventually we'll see another forest node somewhere else, and can get a maybe in this area all forest and a nice sawmill, little industrial island right here. Sawmill and who knows what else. Furniture might even come all out of here at some point. I don't know. So, where to begin? That's the hard part. So many things I want to do simultaneously. First of all, we've got no one to build with, so I think probably the first thing to do is to really go through and scout out where all of our labor is sitting at. I'm going to say we're going to put one person in each of the traders right now. So one in each of these guys. So that got us back a laborer. Anything building at the moment? Nothing is building. Let's give them something to do, so as I free them up, they can be working on something. That stone, pretty good on supplies. I want to take this double road. That guy for now. Eventually we'll come back with stone roads, but for now this will do. Let's send this off into here. And my thought here is that we're going to get some angry red circles all through this area. And judging from that position there, move out to there. I think this circle moves out to about here. If we can keep housing on this side, the west side of this double road, it'd be a good physical barrier. Just fill this full of housing in here and all the industry over here. I think it'd be a safe distance, and we'll buffer it in between with storage and other things like that. So that should work out fine. So we get as we free up laborers and builders to get them working on that road. Okay, so I believe we're looking at one herdsman in each of these. That's fine. You only need one farmer in each of these. We got 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So oats. What we got here? 1, 2, 3 rye and 1, 2, 3 beetroots. The oats right now, besides being eaten, are being used by this guy, the stable. So let's make the closest field to him oats. That's going to be oats. And as soon as this is picked up, we'll just destroy this one and get rid of it. This one looks like we have upgraded. Alright, so this guy is upgraded, which means it will delete successfully. I think all those need to get moved down into the industrial area so we can get back into a little more housing and a little more village kind of a feel in here. So this one has not. So I've learned in the past, you hit delete now, it goes bad. You want to at least upgrade these guys one time before you delete them. So we'll go ahead and let him run his course, upgrade it, and then we'll delete him. So that's just how that model works. Oh, trader came in. Let's go peek at that. But we still need to find more labor. That's not it. There we go. Copper and silver. Let me think. We're not using silver. We're not minting silver pfennigs right now, so we're fine there. Copper ore, I don't see a need for these guys yet, so we'll dismiss you. And again, I'm intentionally running this slow right now. I want as little time to go by as possible, especially right now when I'm just kind of feeling out, seeing what's going on. What have we got? 478 and 400. So furniture's moving in. I guess our limit's at 400 in each of these, and they're all moved in. Okay. So we have enough clothing to get one round out of the traders and enough for the backs of our own citizens for a while. Let's get reeds going right now. I know we're going to need to double the reeds. I like the position that it's in. So let's do something like... Where are you at? Are you? Yeah, that's you. Reeds. Which way? I think like that. We'll put a dock along the shoreline to grab these two. Okay. You guys pop up in here. Just like that. And Vaypah, when you get this save file in a few days, remember, go ahead and do whatever you want with these. This is just my setup. So, in fact, my setup is actually a little more like that. I don't know why, I just like this in the very corner. And I can kind of peek through this wall once in a while when I need to. What was over there? Yeah, that's good. I tried putting this up here one time, and I found that my eyes want to go to the middle to see this. So I'm constantly searching for it. That's why I've kind of stuck this guy up in the corner to get this kind of the middle of my screen. Anyway, that's just a personal preference. Everybody who plays Banished has an entirely different setup, so no one will ever agree on what is the correct way to set those up. Alright, so we're kind of roaming through looking for labor. And another issue, we've got almost every storage maxed out, and we've got lots and lots of food. So I'm going to turn some of the food off. I think that's one way to get some storage back temporarily until I get a chance to update and upgrade the storage, is to just simply stop making things to store for a while. We've got lots and lots of food, so we can handle it, especially when I'm going this slow and taking my time. So let me see if I can get in the habit this episode of pinning this guy and looking at it whatever I need to that way. But I want to kind of look at food real quick. There's probably no easy way to do that. Now, I'll just have to do it manually. We need to have grains. So in our case, that's oats, 0, and rye. 11,000. Rye is doing great. Okay. We need to have fruits. So fruits would be what? Rose hips might count as a fruit. I'm sure blueberries do. We've got some. And what else would count as a fruit that's coming out of the wilderness? Because we don't have anything growing. Not seeing anything right now. Not sure if honey is sweet enough to count as that sort of a thing. Vegetables, we've got beetroots. We've got lots and lots of those. Meat, we've got chicken. We've got beef cuts and beef. We've got duck. We've got fish. Fish. Lots of fish. So we can't really shut down meat as far as these guys. I've never tried running one of these without a herdsman to see if after a year or so they all start dying off, like they were still stuck over here at the trader. Either way, they make other products besides meat. So we're getting leather, and we're getting bone meal? Bone meal, yeah. And over here we're getting feathers, of course, and we're getting eggs. How are we doing anyway? 300, 200, 150. That's good. Similar? Similar, yep. And bison, okay. Bison's going to give us nothing. Bison's pretty new. We don't have ourselves maxed out yet, do we? 12 of 12, so we just got there. Okay. So these guys we cannot shut down. These guys we can. And fish we can. Fish to only bring in fish. So there's not a secondary product there that's important. One person working, bringing in 500. This guy, one person working, bringing in 500. That's a little low. These workers are education. Right there, they're educated. Okay. I normally get better results in them. Happiness. Happiness will affect the employee. Health will affect the employee. Those are all good. Okay. Maybe just supplies in general. We do have a town market, so they do have access to all the different things. Otherwise, they spend a lot of time searching for clothes and searching for a tool and searching for all the 4 food groups to get, to load up their house with everything. So the more searching and walking they've got to do, the less time they actually have to do their job. So there may or may not be issues like that involved. Not sure. But fish we could turn off and we'll still have plenty of meat for the citizens is what I'm trying to get at. What can we shut down to alleviate our storage problem and to free up more labor to do all the different things that I want to do? So that's what I'm spending way too much time trying to figure out. So you guys we're going to turn off. We're going to take both of you guys out. So 2 of you go down, unwork and unwork. Alright, so now we got 4 laborers. What else can we do? The mines are what? Iron. How are we doing on iron ore? Hey, it's still pinned. Cool. That's rare for me. Iron ore. 800. We're good on iron ore. You... there's a problem though. I was going to say we'd just turn that off, but I would like to get rid of that 6% so I can upgrade it and get rid of it. Okay. And you I would like to get working more. Tell you what, let's... I know that Night Ghost did a good job of clearing out all of the stone in the area, so we don't have a lot of close resources. We have a lot of stone over our bridge, though. So we've got all of this to do. I wonder if I should... Man, we're not going to gain a whole lot, though, by just 1 employee. Darn. Well, let's move on. What else is there? This guy will go away here real soon. We do need to move this. Or this guy right here. Let's go ahead and just position that. I know that's something that's going to happen, so let's just get that one done. Let's see, that would be food and... No, what am I doing here? That'd be the farmer, or the forest. So, that guy. There. And let's change this up a little bit and see if Night Ghost notices. Let's put the regular trees back in. That just feels more like Banished to me. Never really gotten into the new trees myself. Rotate him around. And exactly where? Do we want to go further up? Let's look at the size of the water footprint. It does get smaller as we go down. We're not adding any other water to it. Alright, we'll take it down as far as that road at the very bottom of the circle. Alright, we'll go there. You're going to go there. And I'm going to put in a regular banished gatherer is what I'll call it for food. Just because I saw something on Vaypah's new map. Let's see, what am I doing here? This one. He just started a new series called Lake Dulcet, if I'm correct. And he showed something that I had been asking for, and I was so glad to see it. I want to show it to you. Of course, at the speed I'm running, and maybe next episode when I get to show you. Is that where this goes? No, he can go actually over on this side. Yeah, that covers a lot more forest. Yeah, I like that. That's going to go there. Alright. Priority-wise, our 2 builders probably already working on this. They're not. Oh, we got to dock over to these guys. Let's pop that in real quick. Let's see. Themes. Docks. That one. And let's start there. We're going to run that shoreline. Okay. I guess we'll come right off of here. You have lots of logs. All of these buildings take logs. All the way over? Yep, I can delete it fast enough if I need to. Alright, so that group's being done. Don't really need to destroy these guys yet. We'll get these built first, then we'll transfer over. That'll be fine. So, again, we're taking our time. Where are we? We're in autumn. Where's this farmer at? He is getting something to eat. Aha. And lives close enough by, so that's fine. Gathering food. So you are this one. For a herdsman. No. This one. There's no farmer in here. That's interesting. Anyway. So quick patch over there. Eventually I want to take all of these out and redo them. Get 4 workshops, maybe 6 workshops in here. More storage. And a few other little added things in there when that's all done. The roads are going in. Okay. What I'd like to do for housing over here, I've been looking at this one. This kind of bugs me. And Sabuma, you were probably talking about this last episode, weren't you? How they didn't quite line up. I was noticing that too. Probably a lot of folks are noticing that. This is the inner corner versus the outer corner. And it's probably good that they don't line up, so that when you do put the wrong one in, you get a visual cue that happened. It is pretty close though. But actually from the front you really can't tell. There's no door on this one. You have to go around the corner to see the door. So you really wouldn't get a clue unless you saw the ridgeline that it wasn't quite right. So we'll delete that one. But I'm thinking this is looking an awful lot like a modern day cookie cutter apartment building. I'm kind of having trouble with this one. To me it doesn't feel like George. I don't know. I think what I might do here, hopefully I can get it done before I pass this on, is to kind of thin this down a little bit. And we're encroaching all of this with housing. I think I would keep the corner, pull this guy out, build the tunnel one side over, put another middle, and then a corner. And then maybe, I like the idea how the corner starts up again, or the tunnel, and then another corner, and then end it. So we kind of get this U-shaped thing with a natural opening right here and a pathway through and from the front. That would still make a nice place to put a little market in there and a vendor and what have you. So I think that's going to happen as well. I'm just noticing we're finally starting to clear this out, and this guy is still having trouble. So we are still in late autumn. I'm going to give him a boost. He went off looking for food, and I would like to get those oats in. So let's take this up to 5. Let's temporarily, oh, they're going to do it on their own. Let them all come over here and clear this out. Then we'll pull this out and we'll fix this up in a second. So I'm just bouncing all over the place. I've got too many things going on in my mind at the same time. So this is done enough to where yeah, that's going to be fine. What is the next priority? We've got so many things I want to build at the same time. We're going to eliminate some of this and rebuild it, but in the meantime we're going to need a place for them to live. We do have the new lodging house, so they do have a temporary place for them to live. Reed Farm's going in. I don't think I've set up any other buildings yet. Oh, we're losing us due to frost. But we've got potentially 4 or 5 farmers that are going to head in there and clear that out. These all got done, so it's just waiting for laborers. And we got 4 plus all the farmers to clear that out. So what I can see as a little more reasonable look for housing, and still getting several houses packed together, I kind of like this same set of models that are being used. This would be, see, it's green. So Kid 1293 must have created these small row houses. But I want to stick to, I think, the smaller one. I'm going to go for, let's see, right is right in which direction? In this direction. I want to stick to this shape, or this height. Let's go in about there. We'll kick it in 1. Right there. So 1, 2 from the road. Grab a middle. Oops, I didn't see what that roof line was. Let me do that again. Alright, so do that one more time. We're kind of using the shingled and dormer look. So I think I'll stick with that. Though there are 2 different dormers I noticed. So back to right. Let's pull this out in the water so we can see it. So F changes us around. Let me get a little closer. There's the shingles, and there's a shingled dormer. Well, we'll stick with that one for now. It's the middle that's got the 2 different dormers. Alright, so the wool pen was where? Right there. Okay. So we'll head into here. The road looks to be right there. So over, 1, 2 back, and that is the shingled dormer. So click U, and let's pop that up there. And then the middle row, there's our 2 different dormers. So if you haven't a chance to see this yet, let me turn it sideways. Yeah, it's kind of extreme. I'll tell you what, we'll do it that way. Okay, so we have the long dormer, what I'll call, and F got the short dormer right there. I've not built this model before. I'm going to try that this time. Get a little variety. So we're over in here, and the road, it's really hard to see this in the snow. So that's on the road. 1, 2. 1, 2. No, right there. So I think that lines up. We'll know here in a little bit if it doesn't. And Yeah, I'll grab that in a second. Left one is that right there. Okay. So road is there. 2 back. And right there. So a simple little end, middle, end. Rather than a real long run of these things. It gives a little more character. It gives you a quicker opportunity also for them to be able to cut through and do what they need to do rather than walking down the whole length of turn in or walking down the whole length of turn in. Now this does help that there's a tunnel in it, so that's definitely you know, better than just one big long row of them. But this little setup here I think is going to look real nice. We get those 3 in. Let me just toss these on top of each other so we can see when they start to build. Right like that. Okay, so that's that area there. And once this starts to build, we'll evict, probably these 4, and then we'll start rebuilding from there. So what we got going on in here? We're starting to build these, good. And we're still looking for more laborers. Okay, let's continue that path there. Firewood, let's see, back into here. We're making fire bundles and firewood and charcoal at this point. 500 charcoal, good. That's working well. Reed farm is in. Get that employed right now. So you're done. So firewood, 200. So lots of logs available, and we've got 1 person doing it. I think that's fine. Well, I think it's 1 person running the charcoal. Charcoal, 1 person, yep. And the other source was fire bundles, which we don't have enough of. So you are survival coats, 2 people. You are survival coats, 2 people. And fire bundles, 1 person. Okay. Let's put in 2 fire bundles. Nope, wrong button. That's going to mess them all up. We happy? Now we're happy. And let's turn you off. Boy, how do I find you? Right? Hello. So hard to find these buildings. Oh, he's sitting here in front of me. That's why he's not turning on. Or I expect a new window to pop up. Okay, I'm going to take you 2 down and turn you off. And are we connected to the ground out here? We are. I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm just going to delete you. We've made him part of the pathway, which is efficient, except I need to now rotate into a different orientation. So we're going to make you go away and do a new thing here. Alright, we'll leave these guys running as we're building some new ones, and we'll just transition this through very carefully one at a time. Alright, shrink you back down. So we've doubled our fire bundle production, and we've still got 2 of the survival coats going. Alright, so and again, you know, if it's frustrating for some of you players that like to run at 10 speed, I am still running just at 1 right now. The goal isn't to advance the town in leaps and bounds right now. The goal is just to make it productive. So this gives me a great opportunity just to kind of feel my way through all of this without a whole bunch of time going by. So I'd love to hand this back to, at least to Vaypah at maybe year 23 or 24 instead of year 40. You know, I want Night Ghost episodes to be the primary time span, because that's when Martha gets to come in and direct the town and kind of point the direction that we're supposed to be going, whereas Vaypah and I are just kind of the background making it look good. So that's kind of the role that I want to play here. We're still waiting for road to come in. Okay, so there's still plenty to do for the builders. That's fine. Oh, another refarm went in. Didn't you see that? Okay, you go in there. And that's done. So these guys are probably next. That's good. I think it's... Where is it? How are we doing on people? Let's think about that. Do we need housing first? What do we have in the way of marriageable couples? Let's try a little social engineering here. Again, we're at 1 speed, so we've got the flexibility to play with things. So we're going to delete you, move you over there. So we have 1 person that's going to go find a new mate or a new partner of some kind. 17, female. Here's another loner. Let's do that. Okay, and pop you over here to remember we did that. We've got another female that's of age, and that's that area. You are storage. Okay. And rough gems do go over here. Okay. I was thinking dry goods would be more of the reeds, that sort of thing, but I guess we do need that kind of storage for some of the stuff that'll come out of here. The ores and whatnot will be materials, so in the end we'll have all the different storages on this side of the map. So let's continue working through housing. I know we've got, we'll say Martha's personal servants living over here, so that's a newer house. There'll be no one in there that needs to... Oh, we do have another... Boy, three young ladies that need to be married off. Maybe we're having a young man crisis. 4 young ladies. Ah, okay, we're having a little problem here. So still have only one person left that hasn't found a new home. The Chandlery. You are... Okay, we got houses hiding over here. You're good. You're fine. Another female. Okay, we're in trouble. 2 more females. Oh boy, we're in trouble. There was one 9-year-old boy. He's going to get his pick. Alright, there's a couple. 1 couple's available now. What we got over here? How do we detect these guys? I guess we have a middle. And another female. Wow, that gets 7 or 8 females now. And we got 2 over here. Another female. Okay. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a baby crisis about to happen, aren't we? So you, older couple, and another female. Oh boy. Aha. So we're going to have a lot of old maids in town with nobody to partner up with. It's kind of the roll of the dice. Oh wait, there's a log cabin in here. All these 8 and 9-year-old boys, they're going to have their pick of the crop here real soon, aren't they? Okay, well, darn. So building a whole bunch of housing is really only going to help us if nomads come in. Okay, so 2 houses ahead of the curve is all that I need to maintain. So these 2 did find houses, and these 2 houses, as I release them, should, if it works out right, bring those 2, actually only 1 couple. Right there? Are you going to be a couple? Did I miss? Was there another young man out there somewhere? If not, it'll be a single female, or it will be one of the 2 older folks that we kicked out. Anybody living in the... No? Another couple. Where'd that other 17-year-old come from? I must have missed a house. Okay. Well, we did get 2 new families that way. So that worked out okay. And we're going to leave everybody else alone just yet. But it would be nice to get a couple more houses in for those 8 and 9-year-olds that are going to pop here real soon. So let's go ahead and make this our next priority. So all of that just to find out that, yeah, that's where we want to prioritize next. Alright, so more labor. Still looking for labor. Who does not need to be running right now? This does not need to be running right now. You are done. Actually, turn 1 down there. Turn off work. And let's just cancel you completely. No more crops in the middle of town. This is our oats, and this is going to be oats. Make this beetroot and beetroot. Make this rye and rye. Okay, I like that. And 6 workers are all on labor pickup, and everything will be picked up just fine, assuming we have enough storage. So, okay, we need more storage, and truly we have plenty of food. So instead, let's run a couple of years of actually turning off 3 fields. So we're going to not work you, not work you, not work you. So we'll have 1 of each. That gives us variety. We've got meats. We've got blueberries from the gatherer. So we got plenty of fruit. So that covers all of our basic food groups. I don't know that we actually have any herbs coming in. Thinking back on all the other episodes, I don't remember seeing herbs. Okay, so that needs to get done. Health is holding, though. We do have all 4 food groups, so our health is fine. Happiness isn't, and the cemetery is an issue for that. I thought about this being a great place for kind of a church and a cemetery, but how about a cemetery out over here? I think that'll work. The church here or here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that cemetery, at least get the footprint laid out. That needs to get done. We've had quite a few deaths, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that as family members die, if that person didn't have a spot in a cemetery, then the rest of the family members are sad for a while. At least that's the way I learned it 2 years ago. I've never actually found where Linnifer lived and looked at that household to see if that was the case. So I've not, gone that deep into it to see if that's how it works. So that's my understanding. So anyway, that would be here, there, and I don't like the transparent and fenceless ones myself. Now, Vaypah, you're certainly welcome to erase this and lay down your own, but I like a well-defined area and just make it obvious what it is. What size? What are we going to possibly be doing with a shoreline out here? That's interesting. If we made this a little bit smaller, we could put a little chapel right there. Let's lay out the chapel first. You're the parish house, and you take lumber. We have lumber. You're the little chapel. What do you look like? That's a nice building. That's interesting. I've never used that one. Okay, let's do that. How far can I eke you over? Looks like that's it. So I back up as much as possible. We'll go there. Alright, you're going to go there. We'll keep that one queued up because it's going to require someone to work it. That's either I want to see who lands in these houses, or I want to know that someone needs to be put in so they're not stealing labor from somewhere else. That's usually the reason I'll leave this guy sitting up here. The cemetery I won't need to because no one works that one. It's not critical that I know when that actually appears. So back to the cemetery. You are the regular cemetery. You are the fenceless. You are transparent. You are transparent fenceless. Another laborer? Oh, lots of laborers. Oh, good. Okay, so let's get some builders going. We'll go 6 builders and 5 laborers. Gotta get back to the cemetery, but let's just, because I'm sending all kind of confusing messages out here, so let's just make sure that you guys know that this does need to get done still. Alright, I think I went and got the oats out first. Anyway, cemetery. Back to there, and that one. So double road comes in, takes a T. It's no reason to continuous. This does not need to, to keep the pathway of the road in mind. Let's do something like that. That leaves a nice little area around it, around the chapel to be able to decorate, and as much cemetery as we can get a hold of, and leaves a little shoreline there. I didn't see which direction the entrance was. That's kind of something you need to think about, or you think about it a lot afterward and you realize you should have rotated that. I'm going to go back and do that again. So right in there, it was something like 18, yeah. So hit the F and you can see that fence. That's not working. Hit the R. See that fence rolling around there. So that should be, well, should it be centered toward the chapel or centered toward the main road? I like that. One space less left kind of centers the opening a little better. Okay, that's right there. Alright, so that takes care of that, which should increase our happiness a little bit. There's a few other things we can put in to do that. Alright, so we have shut these guys down. We're going to see storage start to be a little more available here soon. We've got reeds coming in better. This has not been torn down yet. When it does, we're going to put in a... Where am I at here? 40 minutes. A dock workshop here and here coming off this end. Another one back to back there and there coming off this end. And I kind of picture a storage over here, kind of feeding all of this. So reeds drop into storage, go into there, come back out into storage, go off wherever they need to go. And eventually, since we're making the fire bundles here, it'd be smart to put a furnace fuel over here, so that we take those fire bundles right into furnace fuel and then out into the city that way. So that's what I'm picturing there. Building supplies are real important. Need to get that going. And I still haven't really roamed the whole town looking for more labor. We have enough to get us going at this point. So shore houses in here, and bricks and glass. And we already have iron, so that's the basic requirements to get this guy up and going, which may as well just turn off so we can stop seeing that little question mark. So shore houses. Let's go there first. You are still in here? Yep, there you are. What else we got in here? I still haven't clicked on all the buttons. There's so many buttons. Flax gatherer and linen weaver. Renewable resources. Oh, these are the iron farms. Okay. The apothecary, we've got a greenhouse over here. Makes seedlings, if I remember right. A stable, we've got that one already built. A coal furnace. A slow way to make coal. Okay. Versus charcoal, I'm guessing. Alright, so shore houses. Let's work with those. You're there. I want to get as many in here. I'm picturing at least 4. 2 sand, 2 coal should do what we need. You are Norman's house. Okay. So Norman, would you have a problem with living next to a shore house? I'm thinking you wouldn't. I'm thinking that as long as it increases production, you are happy. So let's go there. There. That looks good. Straight across. No. There. So we're going to stair step up through this place. And... Alright, what's it take to make that work? So we need to flatten out those 4. Hard part is going from there, moving my mouse down, hitting the flatten tool, getting back and finding those spaces. So starting from that bush out to there, and then flatten that whole area. Alright, memorize that. Over here, grab that guy. Kind of right there, right? One more in case I missed it. And back 1 in case I ruin it. Alright, hopefully that works. And where was I? There. That one. Oh, one more. Right there. Okay. I think it was there. No, it was just that one. Okay, did that do it? Gotcha. Okay, so 4 shore houses going in. We don't need to run all of them, though. So let's just turn these 2 off. We'll make sure to build these guys. What happened over here? House built. We should have a couple... Well, I'm running awfully slow. That 9-year-old may not have gone to 10 yet. And student, I don't think is an issue, is it? Do students marry? You know, off the top of my head, I don't have that answer. We'll find out. We found out. Alright, 14. Did that 10-year-old become 14 that fast? Or are there more houses I have not searched? Either way, we got families coming in, and that's what's important. Alright, so you guys move over here. Oh, good, they're almost done. So how'd that look? That is there. So that's going to make a nice little house over there. Let's set up another one of these. And with that other one, we'll start demolishing those others. So, let's see. And these guys, does it say how many can live in these? Are there limits to this size? Does not tell us. Oh, family size 4. Okay. And that works. That'll do what we need. So, we'll do that again. Right side. Just like that. That's the entrance. And we'll do that one as... let's not do the exact same. Alright, so you're going to go right in there. Let's leave 3 spaces in between. You're going to go there. I'm never going to find you again, am I? So you're there, a middle, And we'll use the other dormer this time. That little guy. Alright, so 1, 2 in. Theoretically right there. And you tack into that one. We'll go to the left one now. And another house built. So let's see. You are that guy? That guy. Alright, so 1, 2. Right there. And put you here. In fact, let's do a little reorganizing. You come out. Put these guys buried up at the top. And there and there. That's the order they're going to pop. Then, let's see, right side. We're going to do this guy next. And another couple moved in. Great. That's what I needed to see. Oh, I mixed you up, didn't I? Left, middle, right, and you're the next one. Okay. After that, let's see. We're already hauling logs over to the chapel. And the Gatherer's Hut and Forester should be kind of next. We'll open these guys up so we can see them. Alright, so with these... So this episode I'm really kind of laying a lot of stuff out. Taking my time. We're at 45-ish minutes. How long to run these episodes? I got so much I want to do, and I need to hand this off fairly quickly to Vaypah, because he's heading off on vacation soon, or as I say over on the other side of the pond, he's going on holiday. So I need to not hang on to this too long, but there's so much I want to do. So we've only run 1 year so far. That's good. So we'll see how this goes. I may pop out 2 episodes a day there toward the end of my run, just to get all of my time in and still get it to Vaypah, so he's got time to do a good job of what he wants to accomplish without having to feel rushed. So maybe I'll put out 1 episode today, and possibly 2 the next day and 2 the next day. If I get 5 episodes into 3 days that way, I know you guys will all love it, and everyone hates waiting that extra day to see the next episode. But that'll give Vaypah plenty of time to just have a ball with what he wants to do. This road, that's something else that was bugging me. That apiary needs a new home. Training post. So temporarily, or while I'm thinking of it, let's quickly delete this. These guys are going to go away. I want this road to shoot up into here, and then eventually diagonal over, become a little road and do something up in here. Doesn't need to stay 2-lane the whole distance. But the apiary probably is what happens in this area. Apiary, maybe 2 apiaries. That's kind of odd to say, apiaries. And then a couple of chandleries in between and some storage. That way this whole cycle just goes right through right here and doesn't need to span the map. Anyway, what have we got going on in here? You are the building materials. Joists, fancy furniture, and stone. Let's think here. 7 laborers, 6 builders. We could head out and grab stone if we need to. That's an expensive price tag for stone. I've never liked buying stone. Logs I'll buy. Only 2 each, that's fine. Even fancy hardwood logs I would buy, because you can see how much fancy furniture sells for. So to buy a hardwood log for 3, run it through a joiner and pop out fancy furniture and sell it for 30, that's a great buy. So I could buy those all day long and 10 times my money. So no problem there. Stone is kind of hard to swallow at 7 each. That's because it's not very renewable. That's probably why it's got a higher price tag. Of course, now it is renewable, but that just feels a little cheaty for me, so I'm not going to be putting in stone farms. But let's say no thanks to him and send him on his way. Anybody else over here we can still labor from, because I do have a feeling we are going to run ourselves out of stone faster than that stone quarry can really do his thing. So let's collect some stone, and let's collect some... Now, we're doing good on iron ore right now, so let's just collect the stone in this area. We'll do that, and we'll pop in a little temporary stockpile for stone. Yeah, for everything. Just do it. That's not what I want. Just do a generic stockpile for now. Right in here. That'd be fine. A little bigger size than I would normally do. And let's increase the priority to that guy. Alright. So when they're bored, they can come over here. Where's my buttons at? Come over here and collect some stone. They won't have near as much food to collect, so they will be bored more often. I need to shut this guy down soon. I am in that 50-minute mark here. So, where did I leave off? Let's finish this area real quick. Let's throw a road in here. Right there. And let's see, how do we want to do this road? We have a shore house, a shore house, a shore house. They stair-stepped up. I'm thinking straight across and then drop down into each one would look better. So where am I hitting red? Let's just kind of... Alright, so we're clear down in there. So if I were to do that, that works. Though we hit this one. Let's do that. Okay. From there, and let's come off this corner down here and come into here. I like the way that looks. Alright, so that's the road for there. We'll figure this one out later. And in this corner, let's pop in really quick. We've got that trader over there. The 2 buildings we need. So this is kind of done for this episode. So that would be... I think you're hiding in here. Yeah, we need bricks. We need storage for the bricks too, so let's keep that in mind as far as a footprint. We need a material storage warehouse. Road is in there. And we got housing in here, so that's definitely not the best thing to have around your housing, but... I'm just thinking here. I'm going to hold off to this next episode. I want to think that one through. More than I've really got time to have the luxury to mess with it. So we've got this guy over here, probably with seeds. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there and give me a chance to think about those seeds. And I'll catch you next time, folks. So this has been Noble Rambler. I thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe if you would. And next episode will be here at this channel. If you're new to this series, head over to Night Ghost 49, his channel, and see some previous episodes. And Vaypah Gaming is also in this series. He's got 1 episode so far, and when I'm done, we'll be passing it off to him. So the 3 of us have all got episodes out there for this series, and all the links are right there up on the screen, and as well as down in the description. So I will catch you next time, folks. Bye-bye.